brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Packers and the reigning Super Bowl champs on Sunday night primetime.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game. And we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Season continues here on EA Sports. We're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Commanding the offense will be the highly touted USC product, Sam Darnold.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you can get a little bit of rest as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. 51 yards. And the Seahawks are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Point after here coming up. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And a long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here we go with the Packer offense, guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here's Rodgers to throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown in the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here now, 2nd and 4. On play action, Rodgers. Stiff-armed him.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Rodgers now to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Leek William. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
After the interception, here's Darnold. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
It's the pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now it's Darnold. This is Fant on the short completion. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a first down as well. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll try the middle with Lynch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 92 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They go up the middle with Lynch. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 more yards there and another first down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards. Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Off of play action, Darnold. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Packers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Parker, I think this one won arrive very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? Well, they're on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoffs. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
It becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
3rd down and 1. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3 and out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. It could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda now. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 17-yard line.
Ledge up the middle. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down as they've got it as we resume action. He's got a man complete, and he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one goes for 36 yards.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the 50, it's Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He finds Smith and Jigba. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Darnold now to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, He really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On play action, it's Rodgers. Now this aired out deep for Reed. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Yoder. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. An inside run with Lynch. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll try for the first with Walker, and he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best...
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the 6th sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Yeah, we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold rolling to his left. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Straight ahead, Walker. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11. Sets them up 1st and goal.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Fighting through pressure. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Sam Darnold, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over.
For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Got a man. It's the rookie out of the 3rd round. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Now a play fake. Rodgers. That is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it, too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up with 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Rodgers to throw once more. Touchdown! Josh Jacobs from a yard out. And the Packers have got it back to within a score.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And into the end zone, it's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
This is taken at the 23. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Packers with the football here late in this first half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose.
To throw is Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
Finding space at the 40.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Now it's Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Now Rodgers. Shakes up. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Meanwhile, in our game, we're set up for a terrific second half. So to find out who will advance to the NFC title game, let's send it back out to Brandon Gaudin.
We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Packers offense and Aaron Rodgers getting set for their next drive. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest, and this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs the year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
And he will find his man on the outside. It'll be a gain of 5. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Rodgers going to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Fighting through it. He's got space. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big play there on the catch and run. 33 yards.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
There's a quarterback who's learned his lesson. He's thrown a few interceptions so far. That time he said, I'm making sure nobody catches this one.
On play action. Now Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Here's Chad Ryland now on for the field goal.
This one from 46 yards out. And this one is right down the middle. And they take a 17-14 lead. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half.
And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Gets around him. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3rd and 3.
They'll run it. Here's Lynch. Shreds him with his stiff arm. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
132 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Facing short yardage on 3rd down, but he was able to pick up a very sizable gain.
He certainly was, and I think that maybe they were fooled a little bit because you and I both know this is a passing league, and that's not normally a running down, and they fooled him with it. Safety had to make the play. Otherwise, he's still running, and the next thing, he runs right into the goalpost.
They run again on 1st down, Lynch. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
10 yards and a Seattle first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll run again with Lynch. Down to the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. At the Packers' 25-yard line.
And they'll give to Lynch out of the gun. Down right around the 25.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue?
And Darnold going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Packers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You've got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Rodgers to throw.
That's taken in by Kraft.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down. On play action, Rodgers. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that could spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. Not much room to run. Just gets it to the 35 after showcasing his tough running.
A stoppage here following the play, and it looks like Josh Jacobs was shaken up and in need of some assistance. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Here's Darnold. Finding room at midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. Now it's Darnold. They set up the screen to Lynch. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one a first down pickup of 8. Up the middle, it's Lynch. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Off of play action, Darnold.
He finds Smith and Jigba in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown.
25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Seahawks have taken a fourth quarter lead. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. This is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on top of it. Make that throw.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. It's up and good to make it 21-17. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was capped off by a Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdown catch.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Packers offense set to go. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good game.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 4.
This to Jacobs on the toss right. He was trying to turn the corner, but he will go nowhere. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On now is the Packers punter as he's on here to punt it away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work.
And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it's 2nd down. Here's a give to Lynch. Oh, look at the juke.
And this will be a Seahawks first down as the tackle made here at the 36.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
Got an open man, it's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
On the give, this is Lynch. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Darnold from the gun. And he will not be able to hang on to the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. It'll be a 41-yard punt, given 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
That's to Kraft, the tight end.
Escapes the defender.
And he's going to get this down inside the 40 before he's finally ridden out of bounds.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Rodgers.
That's going to be caught downfield by Reed.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. On play action, it's Rodgers. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Escaping the press. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Packers put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead.
They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And this certainly a key moment in this game, trailing by 3, 4th quarter with a spot in the championship game next weekend on the line.
Throw left side, complete to Cup. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. And he's got Smith and Jigba.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards to pick up there.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Faking the give, Darnold.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the 2nd half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Darnold to throw again.
Oh, he still makes the catch, even though it was tipped at the line.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still second down.
To throw is Darnold.
And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Darnold now to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Touchdown, Seattle.
Cooper Kupp, 48 yards. And the Seahawks answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Reed. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. Now a play fake. Rodgers.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Rodgers going to throw.
Short throw. He's got Kraft.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. And again, it's Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Second down and 3.
Throwing is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Trying to run forward with Jacobs.
And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Over the middle, it's complete.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Here's Jacobs from the gun.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Rodgers to throw.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
To throw is Rodgers.
Same target. It's Jacobs again.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
So after the field goal, Riley back out as he'll send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Seahawks offense has Sam Darnold headed back out there. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Here's Darnold. Complete. Valdez-Scantling.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Darnold to throw.
They set up the screen to Lynch.
And he's going to pick up a first down here as that clock continues to run.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Gets this complete to Smith-Njigba.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their...
Do y'all think they gon' make it to go to OT? Are they gonna make it?
So now
Let's see.
is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And he missed it. It's no good.
Let's fucking go. A fucking A-Ron.
I think of these kickers as automatic at any distance, and it's just not the case because when you start talking about 50-plus yards, that's still a tough one to connect on. This one ends up no good, and that should put to rest any chance of this game getting to overtime.
Coach got that big look.
They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game.
The Packers are moving on as we say thanks